You know, Katie, I really appreciate how many different types of art we offer at our school.
And it's actually crazy you'd mention that because this very year there has been one more type of art added, podcasting. And I think podcasting in a way is the best type of art.
But podcasting is a part of media arts,
No,
which is a type of art
no,
at our school.
No, don't even say that.
What do you
Type
mean?
of media. You want to put me in with the media arts people? No, I am a podcaster.
No, you are a media arts person. You do live streaming.
No.
What do you
A
mean?
podcast. Watch this. Watch my beautiful masterpiece. Welcome back to This Is P.F.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Is P.F. with Katie and Lyla. I'm Lyla.
And I'm Katie. This month, we are going to be talking about the arts. And so we're going to be talking about how you can get involved in art in the community and how you can get involved in art at PF. So our main interview is with Cassie Dasilva, who was a former PF student who is very involved in the arts, has been involved in the arts her whole life. And she is going to be talking about how art brings her joy and how you can get involved in art professionally. And that's super exciting.
Yeah, and we're also going to be talking to 4 different students from around the school in the different art departments that we have here. So media arts, visual arts, drama, and music. And they're going to be telling us a bit about how the art at PF affects their lives and how you can get involved with it.
Let's get into it.
So we are here with someone who is very experienced in the world of the arts. We are here with singer-songwriter and former PF student Cassie Dasilva. Hello, Cassie.
Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So, Cassie, we're going to jump right into it, and we're going to start with our first question. So, you are a former PF student.
Correct.
And when you're thinking back to your time at PF, what part of it stands out the most to you in your life now?
I think what stands out to me is probably the friendships I made. Honestly, this is a bit rare, and my friends and I know that, and we've learned this with time, but I still have a lot of friends from high school. And I think that that's been really important to me and who I've become because we all kind of went in different directions and did different things, and it has been really special to just maintain those relationships. So lots of community building, you know?
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
see that a lot.
That's really cool.
Lots of people from PF say that actually it's kind of a weird thing. So you are a professional singer and songwriter. So how did you first get into singing and songwriting?
Quite a process, but
Yeah.
I mean, I played music from when I was young. I played piano and did conservatory,
Yeah.
but I was really shy. So I didn't really get into performing until, I did my elementary school talent shows, okay? I had my fair share of those, but I think just came from, actually I know what catapulted it. My sister would not let me dance in the talent show with her. She made me sing. She said, you can do it with us, but you have to sing. And so I did. And that got me in front of a first audience singing. And actually, we did in elementary school. My teacher did Classroom Idol. I did win. I did win. But, I think that those little things where people are like, oh, you're actually kind of good.
Yeah.
That really motivated me. But I didn't get into writing. I always wrote poetry and loved writing just as an outlet, but didn't really get into writing my own songs till probably high school when I got a guitar for Christmas in 8th grade and then started kind of writing that way. So, yeah.
That makes sense.
So, you've been writing and performing for a while. You did it while you were growing up. Was it winning Classroom Idol that got you to think maybe I could do this seriously, or was there another point?
I think there were a few layers after that. I was like, I did it. I'm going to be famous from winning. I did get a trophy, I will say.
Oh, wow. There you go.
But no, I think what really did it, because I did actually apply to business schools. I was a very good student. Okay. I was a very good student, but I loved singing and writing and was doing that simultaneously. And on a whim, I applied to Berklee College of Music. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah.
For their songwriting program, and ended up getting into that. I was like, oh, wait a second. maybe I could do that. I didn't end up going there because expensive, but I ended up researching schools in Canada and ended up
Wow, that's crazy.
So
could you walk us through your songwriting process?
yeah, I mean it's different every time. So it kind of depends on what's inspiring me at the moment. If I'm writing for myself, I write for other artists and for TV, I'd get pitches where you have to write to a brief. But if I'm writing for me, it's usually lyric based. Like I'm really feeling something and have to get it out, and I write a note in my phone about it. And then sometimes I'll pick up a guitar at the same time. Sometimes I'll pick up a guitar, sit at the piano, and something just comes. But I'm typically lyric based in that I'm really motivated by a feeling or a thought to start writing something. Rarely am I doing like melody and then finding something to go to it. It kind of comes at once if that's the case. And then for other artists, it's totally different process where I sit in a room with them and I kind of like extract my process and put it into that. So I'll talk to them for a while. Like the first hour of a session is just talking and seeing what they're up to and getting to know each other. And then sometimes something comes out of that conversation that's like, that's a neat idea. Or sometimes it's like, what's going on with you right now? Like, what do we want to talk about? What's really grinding your gears or what's inspiring you? And then kind of take their story and I take notes as they're talking and then find something thematically there that we kind of go with.
Yeah.
So,
do you prefer writing for yourself or do you prefer writing for other people?
I like both for different reasons. When I write for myself, it's just the truest outlet of like self-expression. And, you know, I really write with like, I don't care where this goes. I don't care who hears it. I need to say this. That's kind of where I'm coming from there. But when I write for someone else, it's nice to get out of my head and into someone else's. And also sometimes writing with someone else makes you realize like you're not so alone in everything you're going through. Like they'll present something that they think is a really unique experience. And it's like, I haven't had a single unique experience in my life because I kind of had that happen too. And you get to talk about it with someone who you just met and relate. And I think writing with other people and co-writing is such a beautiful thing. So both for different reasons.
Good answer. So what do you find the toughest aspect of pursuing music professionally has been?
Money.
Yeah.
Well, no, to be real, it is what I didn't know is like where that would come from, really. Mm-hmm. Like you just, when you look at it, you're like, I'm going to perform on stage and I'm going to release songs and get paid to make the music. And it's like, a lot of it isn't that way. It's like finding different revenue streams, and there are many. Like there's more than just the performance and the performance royalties. It's like syncs, which is like getting your songs placed in movies, TV, and ads. There's just so many other parts that I didn't realize were an option. Like I've done top lining for people where I'll sing on their song and they'll pay me a vocal fee. I've done I've sang on shows where I just get a script and I just sing, or I get a script and I write just the lyrics. Like I didn't know those were options. It's really being keen on how the landscape's constantly changing too, because revenue streams are changing all the time, and especially with social media and streaming. So it's just keeping up to date. That is the toughest, most surprising part I didn't know was going to be 99% of what I do.
What is something about the music industry that people don't really see from the outside?
I think probably the process. I mean, you see a finished product, and it's nice with social media. Now people show a lot of behind the scenes, but even then, it's still a glamorized version. I think most of the time it's like, look at me getting my hair and makeup done. But there's a lot of like in the trenches, like, there's a lot of the creative process that I think it's important sometimes to just be something sacred to you and that you don't always have to share. But there's a lot of life that has to be lived to have songs to write, and there's a lot that goes into putting a song out that people don't know. Like from the time you write it to release and marketing, there's a lot of steps in between.
So you were a student who went to P.F., who went to pursue a career in music. What advice would you give to students right now, or even to like your past self who want to pursue a career in music?
I think it's just starting with what you have and not being afraid of making a mistake, because there's going to be many. You cannot prevent that. You can't predict them. And, the best learning lessons I've had were from things that I didn't know how to do and had to figure it out and maybe did it wrong and then got there. So I know it's hard because everything costs money, but it's never been more accessible to put yourself out there and market yourself and make music. What I would say is like to take the time to really discover who you are and what you want to sound like. Because once it is out there, it can be hard to pivot. Not saying you can't reinvent yourself, but taking the time to mess up and play coffee houses and open mics because, in the day of like, I can just post anything I wrote right today on the internet and get praise. It's like, you're also not getting the development and direct feedback. And I see it now with some people where they do really well online and then have no idea where to start when it's in front of an audience. So I think just going and making those mistakes on stage, making the mistakes in your room, writing bad songs, writing better songs, and not being afraid to just try. Because I look back at some of the stuff and like, that was so cringy, but I had to do it, to get forward, to move forward.
Yeah.
So.
That's really good advice. Yeah. So we know some of this might be top secret, but can you give us any insight on what you're working on right now?
Yeah, it's not super top secret. I'm not Rihanna. It's fine. I am working on an album right now. I've put out 2 EPs, and I'm working on a full length. So I'm hoping
awesome.
like 10 songs. And I'm hoping to start putting songs out in the summer if all goes as planned. So we will see. But I've been working on this album for a while now, so I'm ready to just start putting music out.
Yeah. No.
It's been a long process, and I've had a couple like pivots. And anyways, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Good.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's great.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
No
Thank
problem.
you for all your expert advice and your insider info.
Thank you for having me.
Is there anything else you would like to let people know before you?
If you want to listen to my music,
Yes.
you
Go
can
listen
find
to
me
Cassie
online
Dasilva,
and
everyone.
on anywhere you stream music. My
Yes.
website, YouTube. I make a lot of really cool videos, so if you want to check those
Yes.
out, it's very
The videos are
DIY.
awesome.
I'm an independent artist, so just know that you don't need a big label to do stuff. You can do it. So go check that out.
Wonderful. Thank you,
thank you.
Cassie.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to Cassie Dasilva for doing an interview with us. We really appreciate it. Now a word from our sponsor.
Hey, are you doing anything this Thursday?
Homework probably. Why?
Okay, but what if I told you there's a way better plan? Live music, cozy vibes, and amazing student talent.
All right, I'm listening.
It's the Spring Coffee House, of course, a night full of performances from our school's incredible artists, singers, musicians, spoken word, you name it.
Wait, that actually sounds so fun. Is it just music?
Not at all. There will be snacks, drinks, and a super chill atmosphere where you can hang out with your friends.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going. When is it?
Join us for an evening of talent and good vibes at the Spring Coffee House on Thursday the 16th at 6 p.m. Where? P.F., of course.
Don't miss it so you can support your local student talent.
See you there! Super exciting. Everyone make sure to check out the coffee house. It's going to be great. And now we are going to hear from some students about how art impacts their life at PF. Now we're going to hear from our first student, Elise Zoltan.
Hi everyone, my name is Elise Zoltan. I'm a student in grade 11, and at PF I do media arts and also some visual arts.
Okay, Elise, so how does your background in visual arts transfer into your skills in graphic design for media?
I think that having done visual arts for such a long time definitely improves my skills in graphic design, because a lot of the abilities I need to have in visual arts are very transferable to media arts, like composition or just being creative and making original ideas. I think that really helps.
Okay, and how do you think being a part of the media arts team at school has influenced your social life and helped you build relationships?
I think that being a part of the media arts team at PF has taught me a lot about working together with my peers to reach a final end goal, especially being in the live stream team. It's a big process to set up, and it can't be done with only one person. So I've definitely made a lot of new friendships and maybe some enemies. No, I'm kidding. But overall, it's really enjoyable, and you make a lot of relationships working together.
What is one trait or skill you have that you think really benefits you and makes you really good at media?
I think that my time management skills really, really help me, because media arts is mainly project-based, and you have to keep up with all of your deadlines and get things done on time. So I think time management definitely helps.
That was some great points from Elise, talking about how many friends she's made in media.
Yeah.
You'll know Elise if you see any of the student council semi-formal posters around the school. In the yearbook, she always works with the yearbook. She's doing the board skills contest, so she's super involved. She's super great. She's really found her passion in the arts.
Thank you, Elise. Now we're going to hear from Jebediah Jenkins.
Hi, my name's Jeb, and I'm grade 12, and I'm a part of the Patrick Fogarty Concert Band.
Okay, Jeb, how many instruments do you play, and which one's your favorite?
I've picked up a few instruments over the years. I think my favorite that I've played is piano. I just love the feel and the jazz rhythms you can play on it.
And how does being in music improve your relationships and your social life?
I think band helps to improve my relationships because we all just like hanging out together, cruising out some tunes. We all like hanging out, especially with Katie Malpe. We like talking with her as well. She's very, very nice. She's actually a saxophone player in our band, and she might even have a solo at this coffee house.
What skill or trait do you have that helps you be good at music?
I think a skill or trait that I have that helps me be good at music is my patience. When you're playing in the band, there's a lot of times where you have to sit and wait for other instrument sections to figure out what they're trying to do. And you're trying to work together, and you have to be patient and calm and collected with everyone just to make sure that everyone is on the same page.
Thank you so much, Jeb. That was really good, talking about how many people you can meet in band and how much patience it takes to get through learning a piece and having everything come together to make kind of one cohesive, good sound for everyone to listen to. It takes a lot of work.
All right, let's move on to our next student. Now we're going to hear from Jordan Hill.
Hi, my name is Jordan. I'm in grade 10 and I do visual arts.
What is your favorite medium to work with?
I don't really have a favorite medium. I kind of just use pencils and do shadings, values, and stuff like that.
How has being involved in art helped your social life?
Well, I have made tons of friends in art, including Abby and others.
Shout out to Abby.
And connecting with people in different expressions, like coloring, painting, and stuff that they're good at, relating to them.
What is a skill or trait you have made that makes you good at art?
I do a lot of realism, especially in paintings. And, for my age and grade, realism is pretty good in my teacher's eyes.
That was some great points from Jordan. It is so cool to have juniors getting really involved in the school and seeing them, find their place in the extracurriculars. Jordan had 2 pieces displayed at the arts night, and you can still see them around the school, and they're amazing.
Now we're going to hear from Callia Morrow.
Hi, my name's Callia. I am a grade 12 student, and I do musical theater.
So, Callia, do you prefer doing theater inside school or outside of school?
I don't know if there's a preference per se. I've been doing theater outside of school longer, so I feel like I'd have to say that one. But theater inside school is really good. I did grade 9 drama. I had a lot of fun in my grade 9 drama class. I do the musicals here at P.F., and it's really good. I like seeing the different takes and strengths that people bring to their characters. But outside of school, I feel I have more of a connection to the people that I work with, and we have more of a bond and a tight-knit, like, we know what we're doing. We just do the same thing all the time. So I'd have to say outside, but they're both really good.
And how has being in theater kind of improved your relationships or social life?
I feel like theater has brought me very close together with like my castmates. Some of the people I have outside of school that I am friends with, like they're lifelong friendships that I'm going to take with me forever, I hope. They're some of my favorite people I've ever met in my entire life. So it's like a second family almost.
What is one skill or trait that you have that translated well into theater?
I think maybe communication, I guess. Like when I was younger, I was like very loud and outspoken and would talk to like everyone, I guess. So I think that's a good quality to have in theater just because you're performing in front of like potentially hundreds of people depending on the theater or like the stage. But I'd say communication only because you just have to talk to a wide variety of people. And like I teach theater now, so teaching like to little kids, you have to know how to communicate with them.
Thank you so much, Callia. Callia is amazing at drama. Doing 2 shows with her so far, she is a great stage partner, and she is such a good leader in everything she does. She's been doing Duck Soup for so long, and now that she's teaching it, she's amazing. She's very good at everything she does.
So I've actually discovered that podcasting is a form of media arts. And so I do all of this art. I'm so involved with art in the community, really.
But I told you this earlier.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you understand because you're not on the level of art that I am, where I do so much art. Like I'm in media arts, I'm in band, like I'm in visual arts. I'm really an artist, and I don't think you can comprehend that because you're not really a part of the arts in the way that I am.
We do the same art activities.
Well,
We are part of the same things.
thank you so much again to those 4 students who talked about art and their interest in art. That was super great opinions.
Yeah. And thank you so much to Cassie Dasilva for coming on our show. She's our first out of the school interview. So it was really great to have her on and have her tell us a bit about her journey in the arts.
And coming up, our next episode is something really exciting, something new we're trying, where we're going to do a bit of P.F. abroad.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. We are going on the road in a bus all the way to Quebec City with Madame Zito's French students, as well as St. Peter's French students.
So you guys are going to get sort of a behind the scenes, behind the bus look into what those trips are like. And if you're looking to do trips like that in the future, totally check it out. It's going to be super fun.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Thank you so much, P.F.
Thank you for listening to This Is P.F. with Katie and Lyla. See you next month.